Buenos nachos and welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we'll be working on this PS2 console. It has a particularly weird issue, which I guess I can only explain by showing you, so let's go ahead and show you. I'm going to insert this PlayStation 1 disc right here. It's in decent condition. The game is loading so far. So the PS2 thinks it is a PlayStation 2 disc, and it didn't load the executable. It detected the disc but did not go any further. Now, what about a PlayStation 2 DVD-based game? Go ahead and put everyone's favorite, SOCOM, in there. And as you can tell, the PlayStation 2 detects it as a PlayStation 2 DVD-based disc, but it doesn't load any further. So what if we were to hook up a controller, press X? Would it actually take us into the game? Well, let's find out. That's what we get. It thinks it's like an audio video disc. And that same thing will happen with PlayStation 1 games, PlayStation 2 games, CD, DVD, all of them will have that issue. So let's go ahead and open up the console and see what is going on. Alright, so we've already removed the screws on this console, and now we're going to go ahead and open this thing up all the way. So we're just going to go ahead and flip this over like so. Alright, we have our PS2 power supply adapter right here. So I'm going to use that to go ahead and aid in the testing of this console. I'm going to open up the DVD drive and kind of take a look at it while we're here, kind of see what it's doing. Alright, so we're going to take off this cog right here. It'll make it a little bit easier to test our games. Best I can tell, everything looks pretty good. So we'll go ahead and put a game in here and see what it's doing. You're not going to be able to see what's going on because I have it on AV at the moment. So it looks like it's really struggling to read games. And now it picked up. If I didn't know better, I'd say it's going to boot in, but I don't think so. This is very similar to what it did last time. Yep, there you go. You see it stopped immediately. And then we're going to get that screen again. No, it says unable to read disc this time. And now it's throwing that one screen with it looks like it's an audio disc. Now, I don't think this issue is caused by the laser, so we're going to go ahead and dive a little deeper into this console and see what's going on. Just because I thought I saw some additional wires underneath here, and that leads me to believe that there might be a mod chip that's been installed. So let's go ahead and disconnect power and see what's going on. What a surprise! There is a DMS3 chip installed into this PlayStation 2. And at first glance, it looks like the wiring job is quite pristine. Kudos on whoever installed it, though I think it could be a little bit better. I don't know what the point of the hot glue was, but okay. And that's some pretty thick double-sided tape that seems to be hard as a rock. Might be worthwhile to actually redo this install, but we'll first take a look and see what's going on. All right, so we've taken the console down to the board, as you can see, and so far everything looks okay. We'll go ahead and continue to look around this board and see if we can find anything other than solder that, I don't know, maybe the person that installed this had like the biggest soldering iron available or something, because I do see solder that shouldn't be in places, sort of like these resistors. Yeah, I guess they're resistors. They may as well be fuses because they're zero. For some reason that got melted. It's like there might have been difficulties over here. These solder joints look like they could use a little touch-up, because I think that those would technically be classified as a cold solder joint, even though I'm sure they're attached. They just don't look attached. And it's difficult to tell anything with all this hot glue over this chip. So I have to see what I can do there. Looks installed correctly. And our 3-volt line looks like it's loose. So I'm not surprised, because this is a pretty thick wire, so that's probably what's stressing everything. It looks like it ripped off this part of the resistor here, because I don't see any silver on it anymore. So we'll probably have to install it here and replace this resistor, which I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure that the resistor is connecting still, but we may as well just replace it. I'm still going to touch up all of these joints, so we'll go ahead and begin with that. See if we can't restore this console. Alright, we'll go ahead and touch up a couple of these. That would be the X line. We swapped over to our T15 ILS. Guess we're going to need some flux in here. As well, I think it'd be okay to keep them connected. I'm not going to do that. And That joint actually looks fairly decent, so we'll leave it alone. Really don't even want to mess with any of these because there's so much glue all over this. Don't understand why hot glue was used. So these joints look pretty good. I think I'm still going to touch them up though. Don't really understand the logic in using all of these pads so close. Then you like leave no slack right here at all. Perhaps I had a little too much coffee. Really dislike the placement of these. They could have routed the wires a little bit better to where it was in the center, that way there'd been more slack. It also probably would have given the person that put this thing together a little bit more room to work. And this side doesn't look too bad. We'll of course clean up all the flux after we're done. Now for this weird looking area here, it really doesn't look that great. Don't know what happened over here. And of course that looks fine. Alright, let's go ahead and take care of this resistor that's damaged. Take that resistor off of our donor board. Raise our temperature to 450, just temporarily. There we go. And we'll see how we get in there. That doesn't look like it's going to come out of there. We attach this power line here. That's a better joint than what was in there previously. So there were, I think, 2 more wires that I've forgotten to check, which are those. Probably should be using the smaller tip. Yeah, I'll swap back to the smaller tip, make it easier. It actually doesn't look as good as I thought it did, so we'll retouch it. And that ground line looks bad. We'll take off our 5 volts, 3 volt line so we have room to work. It's too much solder, but it is better than what was there previously. And we'll just retouch all the lines on the DMS. And the hot glue. Why does there have to be hot glue here? We'll go ahead and clean the board off and then we'll work on the other side. So go much quicker with our electric toothbrush. Some interesting looking horn or something right there. Alright, and how is this side looking? This doesn't look that bad. We'll touch it up anyway. Alright, we'll clean that up, and I guess we'll hook the console up and see what's going on. I just finished trying it out with a couple of games, and the issue persists. So I'm thinking that I'll either have to rewire this whole thing, or maybe the DMS chip has a problem, perhaps the firmware is corrupted, or it needs to be updated. If you have an idea as to what might be causing the issue, please leave a comment down below, and we'll go ahead and revisit this in the future. Till next time.